Hi everyone. Hi. Oh my god, Tasha. Oh my god, hi Lady Kelly. Oh my god, hi and Zichi. Oh my god, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, but hello everyone. Hello, and welcome to the 20th episode of INIT Talks. Very nice to have you all here today. Hi. And first of all, I want to say I'm very happy to be here because today in this episode, I'll be interviewing my friend. So she's my friend, a good friend of mine from the very first day of me getting into sim racing, I must say. So meet my friend Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I'm a sim racer and streamer. Um, yeah, that's about it really.
Oh
Um,
my god.
if anyone's wondering, I'm Tetronomicon in the chat.
Tetronomicon in the chat. Okay, first of all, before we get into the interview, what's the story behind your name? Why Tetronomicon?
Um, Basically, I had to come up with a new username at some point, and for some reason, I merged the Necronomicon and Tetris because I'm apparently very good at Tetris. I
Oh,
think.
you're very good at Tetris. Oh, interesting. That's a really
Not,
classic game. I don't know how
yeah,
to
not
play
like
that.
it's not like professional level or anything, but yeah.
Oh, wait, Yvonne. Can you turn up Charlotte a little bit, please? Sure, we can. Okay, Charlotte, could you try to speak a bit?
Is this any better?
Is it any better, Yvonne? Let me know if the audio of Charlotte is a lot better now. Much better. Okay, awesome. Because apparently, yeah, because I feel like every guest has like a different type of mix. So, like what I hear sometimes is not what people hear in the chat. So I'm still
Mm,
like trying to figure out how to like make everything perfect every time. It requires a
yeah.
lot of like testing, you know what I mean? Because you're streaming too, right? And you know the
Yep.
struggle of audio settings.
Yeah, I always struggle with audio mixing.
Oh yeah. I feel like speaking about streaming, setting up the camera, I thought at first it will be the hardest, but for me right now, setting up the audio is a lot harder than setting up everything.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's always I've got like a full mic stand with like a pop filter sort of in front of me. If I can get that in this shot. Um,
Oh, nice.
so yeah, it's taken a lot of work to get the audio to a consistent place.
Right. And especially if you're like just streaming in one place, it's not that hard because your microphone and everything will be in the same place, you know what I mean? But now for me, because now I have two setup, my sim racing setup and here the desk setup. So I'm taking like I need like a really long time to move everything, set up everything. And yes, Tasha, it requires a lot of adjustment. It is. But that's the fun part about it, you know? The more you do it, the more you get used to it. So you every day you'll be like, okay, you have the default settings in your head, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So by the way, Charlotte, so can I just call you Charlotte, I think. I think just Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte or Lottie, either's fine.
Charlotte. All right. So you're talking about Tetris in the start of the stream, and you are here because we are going to talk about your experience, your journey in sim racing. So I'm quite assuming that you're a gamer at heart, like you've been like playing
Yeah.
games. Oh, really? Well, nice. And what's your first game? The first game that you played ever?
Oh, that's probably back when I was very young and parents bought a Mega Drive. This is way back in the 90s, and sort of the first games we played on that was sort of Sonic the Hedgehog,
Oh
that
my
sort of thing.
god. Oh my god, I love that game. Is it like the Sonic that, like running, trying to catch the ring kind of thing with
Yeah.
Sonic, Knuckle, and Tails? Oh my god, I love that one. I really love that game. It's an old
Yeah.
game. Yeah. And
Yeah, it's an old.
how did you get into the racing games, like the part of sim racing?
I've always been sort of into racing games. Like I spent a lot of my youth playing Toka touring cars on the PS1, sort of then Toka 2. sort of based on the British Touring Car Championship of the late 90s, and sort of as I've gone on, I've collected all the F1 games, and at one point, sort of, I got a tax rebate, like £1,000, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a wheel so I can play racing games properly. Bought a wheel with sort of a setup attached to it, and it just sort of sat there for a little bit before eventually a friend sort of brought me into sim racing because they needed someone to pair up with in the more female racers series. It was Natalie Lee who brought me in sort of halfway through season 2.
Oh, Natalie, I know her. She's fast.
Yeah.
She's quick. How is she doing
Yeah,
now?
she is. I've not heard from her for a little bit actually, but she's taken a break. But she was doing okay last I heard.
Ah, right. Cause yeah, I met like bunch of ladies in the MFR
Mm.
and also in the screen to speed. So I always like happy, like every time I'm seeing like, oh, there's a girl on the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. So, you're saying that you bought a wheel, you're getting into the MFR. So I'm assuming that more female racer was your first competitive championship kind of thing. Or
Yes.
oh wow, how was it? How was your experience in it?
The first race was at Zandvoort in ACC, so it was a challenge to learn, but I put like hours in sort of memorizing the track, trying to pick up more speed. And then it got to race day. I drove pretty well most of my stint. Drove pretty well. Came to the pits and spun and blocked the pits. Car entirely sideways in the pit entry.
What? Oh my god. Oh my god. And then what happened?
Um, Someone came up to like try and pit as well. Fortunately, the game realized what was going on, and they ghosted through each other. And sort of eventually, after sort of like Austin Powersing it a little bit, I managed to get out, managed to get in the pits, and then just spent basically that entire stint just apologizing profusely for it.
Right, right, right. Oh my god. I feel like when I first got into the competitive part of sim racing, I don't know, I feel like I was so dumb, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like driving, and back in the day I didn't even know what racecraft is. What racecraft is. That's what I meant. Sorry guys, English is not my first language, but I'm trying my best. So okay, so I didn't know what I'm doing, so I just drive, and my racecraft was so bad. But I feel like everybody has to go through that experience in order to get good. You know what I mean? Like you have
Yeah, no,
to experience all the failure, all you have to like make all the mistakes before you improve your skill. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like what I was exactly the same sort of learning. One of the first things I had to learn was learning how to get lapped.
Right.
I remember at least one race accidentally taking out the leader because I wasn't behaving predictably enough, sort of while getting lapped. So that was probably one of the worst moments I've had.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, don't worry. That happened to me too. And I believe it happened to everyone. I don't know guys. If chat, I have a question here. Is anyone here has taken out the leader in one race at least once in your life? Because I did. I dive bombed the leader in one race because well, I was still a newbie back then, but I learned from my mistakes and that will never happen again.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Hey, English is your first language, and it's still hard for me. Yeah. Yeah, same here. Now imagine me, that's my second language. I've done my best to not do that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't want that to happen, but sometimes things just happens, and you cannot just oh my god, oh my god. I every time I'm trying to like memorize what happened back then, I was like, oh god, I was like face palming so hard. Like, oh my god, how can I be that dumb sometimes? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of apologies.
A lot, a lot, a lot. I apologize to everyone. Please don't put me in YouTube. or please don't put me on Reddit, please. But seriously, Charlotte, that is like one of the thing that I'm scared. Like one day I will find myself on Reddit, like somewhere on sim racing police, and
Mm.
people gonna. Okay, I really hope that's not gonna happen. All right, let's continue to the conversation here. Oh, by the way, Charlotte, I have a question for you. So you were racing in ACC the first time for the competitively. So have you got into another racing games, or are you like mostly focusing on ACC?
Um, the first few years I've definitely like entirely focused on ACC. I branched out a little bit into iRacing, sort of more recently. Sort of done a few things on that, getting my licenses up, safety rating up on that, and of course the screen to speed was on iRacing, so I've done a lot of it on that as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, wait. What was your first screen to speed event? Was it the
Um,
Winter Cup or?
I think it was the Summer Cup before that, actually.
Oh, oh, nice. Wait, in Summer Cup, we were racing like, basically, we were racing like, we were having a different race every round, like different car, different track, something like that, right? I think in the Summer
Yeah,
Cup.
yeah.
Oh, how was it?
Yeah, it was a challenge to sort of drive so many different cars week to week. I think the most fun I had was in the Lucas Oils sort of off-road trucks. They were
Oh,
really difficult to like get to grips with, but once you've like learned how to control the car on dirt, it was a lot of fun when you got it right.
yeah. I mean, I came from ACC. Oh no, actually, originally I came from Gran Turismo, and then I moved to ACC because I want to be competitive, you know. So that means that most of the time I'm driving GT3, and then I got into my first screen to speed event in Vegas, and we were driving a next gen, a NASCAR. I was like, what is this car? And then I joined like few rounds of the Summer Cup event, and again I was like, what is this car? I remember we were like driving like, I don't know, the Legends car, I think, like it was like an off-road race kind of thing. Oh my god, that was like a real challenge for me, the
Yeah, I
Summer
think I
Cup.
remember that one
Yeah.
where if you didn't hit the jump right, you just flipped the car.
Yeah, that one, it's hard to get it right, to get the jump, you know, like to make
Yeah,
your car landing in the right position. I just
yeah, you've got to approach them very carefully.
Yeah, I was just, guys, seriously, at that moment in Screen to Speed Summer Cup, I was just sending my car, make it jump, and flip it. Like that was crazy, but that was a good time actually. And it's not like you can have like a lot of dirt race in a league race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and especially for me, and I think for most people who came from ACC moving to iRacing, I feel like it could be a bit of a challenge because in iRacing we have like a lot of different cars, a lot of different tracks. And before that, I mostly drive in GT3, so moving to another car was quite a challenge.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the first thing I did in iRacing was like the MX-5s because they're the most similar sort of circuit racing in a car,
Yeah.
and so that's definitely where I started out.
Oh yeah, 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 the MX-5. But I think when
Mm.
I was in rookie, I was focusing more on Formula V because for
Oh,
me, I feel like driving the MX-5 is quite hard. It's tricky. Not hard, not difficult, but it's tricky to go fast with that car, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think early on, rather than trying to go fast, I was just focusing on driving safely and avoiding all the other rookies flying about everywhere.
Right, right, right. Yeah, at first I feel like, yeah, you need to survive the race
Yeah,
first.
yeah. I think
Carry
it's
speed and be smooth. Yeah, I feel like that's what happened with a low powered car. That's what I call like the MX-5 or GR. You have to like really carry the speed. It's not like the GT3, like you can just brake, bim bim bim, you know. Cause I feel like when I'm driving the GT3, I'm not using my brain. Like I can just smash on everything. This car will go fast. But I feel like when you're driving the MX-5 or you're driving the GR, if you made a mistake, you will notice that immediately. Like, okay, this is wrong. That's how I
yeah.
feel.
Yeah, there's a lot more sort of carrying momentum sort of thing.
Momentum, right? The
Yeah.
momentum, yeah, carrying the momentum. And what's your favorite series, by the way, in iRacing so far?
Ooh, it's going to be a bit weird, but I actually really enjoy the sort of the tarmac ovals. So I
Mm.
bought the Arca car and I've been doing a lot of oval racing in that.
Mm-hmm,
I've
mm-hmm.
actually found it a lot of fun, which was not what I was expecting.
Guess what? That's my most favorite series in Oval. I
Oh, that's great.
love Arca. Oh my god. Have you tried driving the Arca in road course?
Very briefly, it didn't go well.
It didn't go well, but it's super fun to drive. Oh my god, I love the Arca. I prefer driving the Arca than Gen 4. Or
Ah, okay.
yeah, I mean Gen 4 is like the the beast version of Arca, but Arca is way more fun because Gen 4 is more dangerous for me to drive, but yeah, Arca is absolute blast. I don't know why some people kind of avoiding that one because I love it. I mean, the crash is chaotic and people just but it's super fun. Once you know how to drive that car, once you know how to avoid a crash in oval, I feel like try to avoid a crash in road racing is super easy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. It's a different skill set, but they're still very closely linked. So you can move like the skills you learn from one to the other very easily.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's why I'm moving like back and forth between road, oval, and mostly in oval because I feel like I can bring what I learned in oval into road racing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And I feel like I don't know if you agree with me on this, but I feel like since I'm like doing this cross discipline, like doing road, oval, or even dirt, I feel like whenever I'm trying to drive the GT3, it feels more and more easier, and it just feels more effortless now. Maybe because I've been driving a challenging car. Maybe I don't know if you agree with me on that. What's your opinion on this, by the way, Charlotte?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah. Sort of again being able to sort of take like what you can feel from the Arca car into a car with a lot more electronic assistance, with sort of the traction control and that. You
Yeah.
can feel easier when the traction control's about to kick in,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
something that I've found.
Right. Spending time in cars like the MX-5 will make you faster in GT3. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Tasha. Like every time after I'm driving like a different car, let's say a car with no assist, with zero assist, no TC, no ABS. Every time I'm getting back into GT3, it's I don't know. I just feel like less struggling than before when I was just focusing driving on GT3. Like, yeah, it's so much different after this. Like, I don't know. I feel like after 3 years of me getting into sim racing, I feel like learning everything is quite easier now. That's how I feel. So, how long you've been doing sim racing, by the way, Charlotte?
Um, I'm trying to remember exactly when it was. I think it was December 2019 when I started getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Might
2019.
actually been early, but yeah. So it's been about 5 years now.
Yeah, 5. I think you start like 1 year earlier than me because I think I started during the pandemic time, the 2020. I'm the pandemic baby of sim racing.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like during the pandemic, it was like the rise of sim racing. Everybody
Mm.
got a wheel, everybody just racing at home because, yeah, we were just bored at home. We didn't know what to do. Like, okay, I'm just gonna play lockdown. Oh, Magnolia! Oh my god, Magnolia! Hi! Welcome to the INIT Talks. Very nice to have you here today. Hi, hi! Oh my god, is that your friend, Charlotte?
Yeah, yeah, it
Oh my
is.
god, hi, by the way. Oh my god, hello, Charlotte's friend. Very nice to have you all here today. So, Charlotte is a good friend of mine. From the very first day I'm getting into sim racing, I met her in a competition. Like, yeah, I met her like in a sim racing league. So, yeah, I don't think we've had a chat before this. It's more like we met on the track, we race, I think, and after that,
Yeah.
yeah. This is the first time we are having a chat. We are actually having a chat. Woo!
Yeah, we've apologized like one way or the other plenty, but
Oh
yeah.
I mean, we bump each other at the track, but not in
Yeah.
real life, not after the race. So yeah. But sometimes I feel like that's what I like about having someone that you know in the race, because you can actually practice your racecraft. Like, it's just that
Yeah.
I have more trust to my friends than when I'm racing with random people. Although that
Oh, yeah.
I'll be making a mistake. I'll be like bumping into my friend, but maybe because I know that's my friend, so I'm like, I will say sorry, but like you can actually practice your aggressiveness and everything with someone that you know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I find sort of racing with friends, you tend to have a lot more fun with it than if you're sort of racing with random people and like, I could send it here, but if it goes wrong, how are they going to react?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, when you're racing with your friends, I don't know, I feel like I can trust my friend. I can be aggressive. If I send it, I know that, okay, maybe we both will die, but he's not gonna match. He's not gonna match at me. Or
yeah,
vice versa, if my friend is like bumping into me, I'll be like, oh, okay. But, you know,
yeah. You can tell that they're not trying to push you off the track because they're your friend. They're just, friendly bump in the side.
so I feel like, yeah, racing or practicing your racecraft with your friend, someone you know, or with someone in the community is really boosts your skill than you're doing everything by yourself. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Usually Thursday evenings, or we get together with a few friends and just do a quick practice race somewhere, like on ACC or iRacing, and we can practice racecraft that way, or we can do hot laps and like with someone watching and like
Yeah.
tutoring and that. And it's helped a lot, really.
It's a lot. It's a lot, like a lot more than you just doing like a solo practice, a solo session by yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Not, no, but pushing you off a bridge. Don't push my friend off the bridge.
That's happened more than once in Forza.
No. Rubbing is different than shadow realming. Yeah, it's different. Know the difference, kids, between rubbing and shadow realming. And DTR Cars, hi, welcome in. Oh my god, very nice to have you here today. Oh my god, Charlotte, your friends are here. So, are you guys normally racing it with Charlotte like every week? Are you like racing together or what?
I know both Mags and Zilchi are trying to get into sim racing. I think I've convinced them to get into sim racing, so hopefully, we'll be doing it more seriously soon.
Yes, please. I mean, yes, please. We would love to have more of you in sim racing. Please, please, please come join the fun. Come join the fun. I haven't had the pleasure of sim racing with Lottie yet. Not yet. Not yet, but it's about to come, babes. It's about to come. But I've got a wheel
Okay.
and ACC. It's just a matter of time. Oh, nice. All you need to do is just click the play button and start driving. It's going to be fun. She got me into sim racing. Charlotte? Oh my god, Charlotte. Look at that. See? Zichi, she got into sim racing. Zichi got into sim racing and everybody got into sim racing because of you. GG.
Yeah,
GG,
I've got a couple of
GG.
people in.
Oh my god. So, are you like how do you invite them to into sim racing? Like how did you convince your friends to get into sim racing?
I think they had, as far as I'm aware, both of them had like a vague interest before, but being able to speak to someone who actually does sim racing is like a good push for it. Because that's what got me into sim racing. Is talking to someone who's actually doing it and then going, "Oh, it's easy. It's no judgment. Sign up to like a series to introduce people into sim racing." and then we'll like ease you in a little bit at a time. Because
Right.
yeah, because it can be a bit intimidating, sort of just jumping in on your own. So having someone there to help, I think, is a well, yeah, it's a big help.
Yeah, yeah, I can tell. Getting into sim racing at first can be quite intimidating. So yeah, by having someone that you know who introduce you into this hobby, really like remove all these, like something that made you overthinking about, every time you want to get into new hobby.
Yeah, yeah, like it can really help sort of remove anxieties and that about it. Be
Yeah.
like, oh, what if I hit someone? I'll be like, it's all right. I know everyone here. We'll all be fine with it. That sort of.
Because I feel like that's what you need at first. Like, you need to remove all those anxiety, overthinking, everything every time you want to get into a new hobby. Because
Yeah,
you just need to start, like it's a matter of time. Yes, just what you said earlier in the chat. Like, it's just a matter of time, but sometimes you just need to, like, send it. That's what I learned in sim racing. Sometimes you just have to send it.
sometimes you have to lick the stamp and send it.
Yeah, exactly. So, by the way, Charlotte, speaking about what you learn, is there anything that you learn from sim racing that you can apply to real life?
Um, I think a lot of it is just having a little more confidence in yourself. Sort of a little more confidence that if you push yourself a little more, it'll be okay, and sort of that sort of thing. Sort of when I started sim racing, same as when I started streaming, really. Um, it was a big leap, but everything's turned out fine, and just having a little more self confidence is something that I've been able to take, into general life, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's also what I learned. Um, I feel like after 3, 4 years of me getting into sim racing, it's not just about something that I learned in driving, but I feel like I'm improving myself in general. Like,
Mm.
yeah, like you said, I have more confidence. Like, yeah, it's about confidence because in racing, I feel like you need to have a confidence because at some point, the way you drive is not a problem anymore, but it's all in your mind. That's the most important thing. Your mindset is what kind of decide how the race is going to be. So having a confidence is really important, and I feel like, yeah, I have more confidence in myself, and I learned that I can push myself further. Before I'm getting into sim racing, I feel like I'm a chill person kind of thing, like never rush, never push anything. But I feel like, oh, in sim racing, I can push myself this far. Oh, I can do this. It feels like I don't know, like how do you explain it? Like unlocking a new skill set in me. I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sort of generally in life, I sort of shy away, sort of trying to make myself very small, out the way. But if you do that in sim racing, you're going to end up last. You're going to end up bullied off the road, and so
Yeah.
you need to be able to assert yourself sort of a little bit more, and take your space on the road, and just let people pass, sort of thing.
Yeah. Anybody feel like sim racing saved your life in an IRL instance on the road? What about you, Charlotte?
I don't actually have a driving license, so I've only driven a little bit.
For me, yes, Tasha, because I remember like there was like one time I can't exactly remember what happened back then. When was it or what happened? But I was at the highway and there was like like a curve kind of thing at the highway, and well, I don't know, maybe the road was slippery or something like that. I almost spun my car. If I didn't save it, I broke my car but that time. But it's more like, I don't know, I have like a muscle memory in my head, in my hand, and in my feet. Like, I know how to do it, right? I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like there's a muscle memory in me that makes me like, oh, you can do this. You're not gonna die. Don't worry. You're not gonna spawn. You can do the counter steer and stuff. So I was like, oh wow. I feel like I was so cool back then. I was like a cool kid. Really.
That sounds pretty cool.
But I don't want that to happen again. Never ever.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want that. I only wanna drive fast or spin my car, make a donut on a racetrack, on a
Yeah,
real race, not
yeah.
on the road. Not on the road. Mine is a long story, but I've got like two instances I could tell you about. It's a really a learning tool. Oh, what's that? Can you type in the chat so we can read your story? By the way, Tasha. Oh, by the way, while we are waiting for Tasha to do a storytelling time, so by the way, Charlotte, do you have any like goal in life, as in like something that related to sim racing, for example, like if you wanna do a real racing one day or something like that?
Doing like getting into actual racing would be, I don't know, it feels like a pipe dream at the moment, so far away, but that does sound like it would be a lot of fun to be able to do that. But yeah, just sort of taking it one step at a time and just sort of getting quicker little by little, being more competitive. Sort of every time I drive is just sort of, I have a lot of small goals rather than a large overarching goal.
Yeah, that's a good point, huh? Right. Because normally when we are talking about what do you wanna be, we are thinking about something big, a big dream big, you know. But you are more like, okay, we set a goal like more like one step at a time, like little by little, to achieve your main goal, for example.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, yeah. I think
Right.
with sim racing, it's always been just take it a bit at a time and see where I end up, sort of thing. Um, it's not. I don't think it's going to be like a career or anything, but I'm just going to take it as far as I can go while having fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is having fun, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not having fun, you're not gonna enjoy the hobby, and it will end up that you will leave this hobby eventually if you're not enjoying it. Because I
Yeah,
know a lot of people that is like, I don't know, they just like, they like it, but maybe they're like pushing themselves really hard to the point that they got burned out and they don't want to do sim racing anymore. So I don't want that to happen to me, you know?
yeah. I find like, especially amongst sort of the faster drivers, sort of they're putting in practice every day, and it starts to feel like a job rather than a hobby.
Yeah.
And then they lose sort of enthusiasm for it, and some people have taken a break and come back at a lower level, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true, true. Because in the end, I mean, it's nice when you turn your hobby into a job, but you don't want to do your job like you don't want to do your hobby like you're doing your job. So you have to like keep the balance. That's what I'm trying to do. Like I don't want to push myself too hard, otherwise I will get burned out. But I don't want to be too chill, too slow. So I'm trying my best to like keep the balance of it.
yeah, yeah. You want to put sort of enough practice in to be good at it, but the practice is the hard part, really. So, yeah,
Yeah. Dream big, then break it into achievable parts. Yeah. That's a good point, Magnolia. That's a really good point. Yeah, dream big and break it. So, yeah. And the hobbies that you take seriously are more important than careers. And yes, I agree with you on that, Magnolia. And also, I feel like everybody should have a hobby. That's how I feel.
definitely. Yeah,
Everybody, all people, all adults in the world, I feel like you guys really need to have a hobby. By that, I mean it means that a hobby that can improve your skills in general. It's not like hobby that you're just like I don't know, like spending your time, wasting your money. But that kind of hobby that can like, improve your skill in general, everything. Because yeah, like we said before, like yeah, from sim racing, from gaming, I can improve myself in general in real life. I can apply like what I learned in gaming into my working world. So yeah, it's very important.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. So I know people whose hobbies are just like mobile gaming, sort of doing clicker games, that sort of thing, and it feels like a. I wouldn't be able to do that. It just sort of feels like you're sitting there watching a life go past in front of a phone, sort of thing. So I've certainly had a number of hobbies sort of in my time, sort of jumped around from hobby to hobby, sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
same.
yeah, sim racing is one that's definitely has sort of stuck and held sort of.
Yeah, we are so the same. Oh my god, high five. I feel like before this, I jump into like different hobbies. Like I try out everything, like to find out like which one that I like. And most of the time, I feel like, okay, I can get into this hobby maybe just 6 months, 1 year max, And after that, I'll lose the fun and try to find another hobby. But in sim racing, I don't know. I'm just kind of stuck on it. Like I cannot live. I don't want to leave this hobby. I love it. You know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh my god. I feel like I keep on. I even tell this to my mom, to my family. Like, you know what? You know me as a child who keep on changing, switching hobbies. But guess what? I'm like 4 years into this sim racing now. So I think I'm gonna stuck here for another 10 years, maybe, or I don't know. Like, yeah, I just love it. I feel like sim racing has a beauty in it, you know?
Yeah, sort of that feeling when everything's clicking, the car's going, doing exactly what you want it to, and the times are just getting quicker and quicker. That feeling is one of the best, one of the best I've had.
And also, like, when you have a really nice and clean battle on the track, that is like, I feel like that is like more satisfying than winning a race, than
Yeah.
flying and winning the race to me. Winning the race is fun, but when you actually have a really hard and good battle with someone on the track, it feels, I don't know, it feels more rewarding for me.
Yeah. So in some ways, I'd rather have a really tight battle with like a friend, and we finish like ninth and 10th than just cruising to victory, not even seeing anyone else on the track.
Yeah. And also, other than that, I feel like in sim racing, it's not just about the game, it's not just about the skill, it's not just about trying to get better, but you find a really good people in it.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
find a really nice people in it. Like, how can I be friend with someone who live in UK? I live in America. Thanks to sim racing, that really connects me to everyone. And to me, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've had friends from Canada who've come over here to meet up with like fellow sim racers and met up, sort of had fun, went to watch some real racing, and it's all through sim racing that we've done that.
Yeah, and especially sharing something that you like with people, like sharing your passion. And I don't know, when you just speak in the same lingo, for example, like you're talking about your race, you have these racing terms in your head, and you and your friends are just like connected to each other. It feels like, oh my god, we are speaking the same lingo here.
Yeah, definitely. Sort of throwing around sort of the same memes from like F1 team radio sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's like the best of the
Yeah,
best.
you have to leave a space.
All the time you have to leave a space, and we all know exactly which moment was that, right?
Yeah.
Like our brain is like connected, fast internet. Oh wait, Super Becca. Oh my god, Rebecca. Oh my god, Rebecca. Hi Rebecca. Welcome to INIT Talks episode 20. Hi Rebecca, very nice to have you here today. Oh my god, welcome in. Big hug for you, big hug. How you doing, Rebecca? And meet my friend Charlotte. Oh, have you met Rebecca on the track, Charlotte?
Possibly.
She's racing in Screen to
It's
Speed.
screen to speed, and yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Becca, oh wait, are you racing in Summer Cup this time or not?
I'm going to do what I can in Summer Cup. I'm going to try and do both sort of iRacing and ACC, and whenever I have a free weekend, I'm going to be doing one of the races. I
Ah, right.
don't think I'm going to be
Yeah.
able to do the full calendar for either one, but I can make most of one of them, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see you like doing the back to back ACC, iRacing, ACC. But if you wanna focus on one series, that also fine. So Rebecca is one of the fastest driver in the screen to
Mm.
speed. I watch her race in Road Atlanta. I remember in Road Atlanta. Were you having like a close finish with Christina? Cause I made that clip. I forgot. Was that Rebecca and Christina or Christina and someone else? It should be like Christina with someone else, but whatever it is, that was a really cool photo finish. I remember that. I remember that cool photo finish in Road Atlanta. By the way, Rebecca, hi hi, welcome in. So, Charlotte, if you have to choose between iRacing or ACC, which one would you choose and why?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks like iRacing because I'd be able to do it for longer. Because ACC, well, there's going to be a new Assetto Corsa coming out at some point, so I
Yeah.
don't know what that's going to be like. But and so iRacing is going to be more consistent. But I started on ACC and I've done more racing on it, so probably just about ACC. But it's a toss up really. I
Yeah.
could commit to either one right now. I prefer not to have to, but yeah.
Yeah, ACC is for GT3. If you wanna, yeah, if you
Mm,
drive a lot in GT3, I feel like ACC really suits you. If you
yeah.
wanna get into oval, no doubt, iRacing. That's how I see
Yeah.
it. But I must admit that each sim has a different physics. So like going back and forth between sim, sometimes I need time to get used to it. Do you like struggle to switch between sims sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. Sort of a lot of the time it's just sort of like little things like with iRacing you hold escape to return to the pits, but with ACC you have to press it, select return to the pits, and
Yeah.
then so I always get those two mixed up when I'm switching between one and the other. And there's a lot of little things like that that while they don't seem like a lot, they can like really hurt you if you do it at the wrong time.
I think for me, the biggest struggle for me to switch between ACC and iRacing is their formation lap.
Oh god, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes,
Like
yes. Oh my
the
god.
number of times I've accidentally hit someone in iRacing on the formation, like going, "Oh, it's not ghosting."
That happened to me. Oh my god, you're not Ghost. So I was racing
Yeah,
a lot in ACC. Oh my god. And I got into iRacing first race. Oh, formation lap. Well, of course. I'm not gonna say, but you know what happened next.
yeah, I've done that.
And also the different, I think in ACC, when the race is about to start, you have to maintain an exact speed, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
But in
yeah,
iRacing, I think once the safety rating, not the safety rating, the safety car goes back to the pit, you can send it, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's a bit awkward for me, like to switch. I have to like switch my brain as well. Like it's not a ghost, babe. It's not a ghost. Oh my god, Bernadette. Oh my god. Even back in the day when we
Yeah.
were racing in ACC, Bernadette is your most favorite car. Like your most favorite car. Oh my god. Can we have a Bentley in iRacing? Do people still
Oh, yeah, we
driving the
should.
Bentley in real life or not anymore?
I don't know actually. I don't think, from what I've not watched a huge amount this year, but I don't think there's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, it's the same with the Lexus, which is my car in ACC. I've always driven that. I'd started with the Lexus and I've just carried on driving that one. There's only a couple left, like these days. I think they're going to bring in a new Toyota soon, which is going to replace it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, wait, no, so not anymore. Right, right. So we don't
It's a
drive the
shame.
Bernadette and Lexus anymore. Huh.
Ooh.
So Lexus was or still your favorite car in ACC so far or not anymore?
Um, I, it's the one I'm most comfortable in, definitely. I have gone round sort of to this point, driven most of the other cars. I think I've driven all of them at this point, except maybe the Writer, because don't want to touch that one. But yeah, I've driven all sorts of different cars. Sort of, I've got done all the GT4s as well, and Both the Super Trofeos, sort of driven as many cars as I can.
Right.
But yeah, the Lexus, I've always gone back to the Lexus for some reason. It's always been the most comfortable one.
That's unique. Cause correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like when I was racing in ACC, it's not like a lot of people picking that car. I feel like most people will be taking the McLaren. I think McLaren
Yeah,
is like
especially yeah.
the popular car. So Lexus is quite unpopular in my opinion, or I must say, the underdog. I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
back when I started, everyone would say, "Oh, the Lexus was good for the rain." So if it started raining, you wanted to be in a Lexus, and it tends to handle the curbs better than most other cars. So it lets me be very aggressive, sort of jumping off curbs. Sometimes I've hit curbs too hard, as Sophie's saying. There's some really good shots of the Lexus like five
Charlotte
feet up in the air,
Airways.
almost upside down, where I hit the curb at the last chicane at Barcelona and
Oh
just
my god.
launched the car off of it. And that was on a live stream as well.
The flying Lexus. Okay, I think from now on, I think I will remember Charlotte as the Charlotte Airways. I'm, I never saw the flying cars that the Charlotte Airways, but I think it was a pretty good launch back then. So I'm just gonna call you the flying Lexus.
Yeah, I think I've still got the clip somewhere. I'll have to
Oh
see if
my
I can find
god.
it.
Please, if you find it, please send it to me.
Yeah.
Please. Please. Normally, I'll be working on the clips on the weekend, so I will. If we have a good clip about this, talking about your airlines business, then I can put the clip on the airlines business.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find. I think the live stream will
Sure.
still be up on YouTube at the very least. I should
Okie
have saved it.
dokie. The 720 very probably because it's easy to set up. Yeah, or I must say it's very friendly, I think, for most people.
Hmm.
McLaren, yeah, McLaren is. I feel like it's a beginner friendly because I feel like I'm a beginner still in ACC when I'm loving that
Oh, yeah.
car. So yeah. And what's the most difficult or the most challenging car for you in ACC, Charlotte?
Oh, an ACC. When I like first loaded up the game, and Nat was sort of helping me out at the time, sort of on a voice call, and she's like, just pick a car, pick Zandvoort, and go around, and we'll see what we can do." And I chose the Honda NSX, and she was like, "Oh, that's brave." And
Bold
just,
move. That's a bold
yeah,
move.
yeah, it's my favorite car in real life, but I just can't get to grips with it in ACC, which is so sad.
Oh my god. I was about to say I the most difficult car to drive for me was the NSX. And you picked the one. The Honda is evil. It's
Yeah.
I cannot predict the behavior of the car. I feel like I don't know. I don't know. It just drive different. Like I don't feel it. I don't know how to get fast in it. Like I
Yeah.
just not feeling it. Yeah, Honda is evil. Do people
Fortunately, yeah.
people still driving that NSX in real life? I think because I know
Yeah.
my friend. I think he was like driving the NSX in IMSA few years ago. So yeah, I don't know if people still driving it now, but they used to drive it. You're a
Pretty
Lambo
sure.
girl. Are you a
Ooh.
Lambo girl, Charlotte?
I have enjoyed the Lambo. I've driven. We had, I think it was a more MFR series in the original Super Trofeo, and that was at this point everyone calls it the stupid potato because it was so difficult to drive. But then I've driven the Super Trofeo too, and that feels a lot better. I really enjoy driving that car actually.
Not the
The
original.
No, I think it's called the Super Trofeo 2 Evo or something. Um, yeah, I find it really good to drive.
Yeah, I think Tasha also agree with you. Like the Evo 2 is just I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it. I don't think I've driven the Lambo ever in my life. Not that I now that I realize I never driven the Lambo in ACC iRacing everything. So you're saying that the Super Trofeo is a very challenging car to drive?
The original one, yeah, it was a pain to sort of set up, and so everyone was struggling with it the entire championship, and no one enjoyed driving with it. So when they were talking about doing the next series, everyone was like, "Please, not that car. Please, a different car."
Please. All the girls people have spoken like, not that
Yeah,
one. I think it was in season 3 or 2, something like that, I think.
I think it must have been season 3. 'Cause
Yeah.
season 2 was when I came in, and we were driving the Lexus actually.
Oh, huh.
Um, basically at that when it got to sort of that point in the season, Natalie was just like, pick a car and I'll drive around it.
Yeah, I think when I first joined, we were racing in Ferrari, the 488. So that was like a
Oh,
one make championship with a teammate,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, I remember that one. That was a lot better than the Super Trofeo.
That's a lot better. I mean,
Yeah.
I had blast, I had fun.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, oh, I had fun. Like, first time racing with the girls, I was like, oh, let's go. I was like, oh, I was like, yeah.
yeah.
And wait, did I miss something here in the chat? Oh, I missed the chat. By the way, Tasha was asking Charlotte, what's your favorite track?
Um, I think it's gotta be Brands Hatch. It's one that I really enjoy in real life. It's one that I've enjoyed since like when I first started playing racing games on the old Toka touring car games. Love Brands Hatch back on that. And even though like I'd say about 2 out of 5 times I mess up the first corner, Paddock Hill Bend, I still love it as a track.
That's the
So that's
most
definitely my
tricky
number one.
part.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Of course. Of course, she loves Brands Hatch.
Yeah.
I don't hear Brands Hatch a lot as someone's favorite track. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
really unique to know that that's your favorite track, because most people will be like hating the first corner, like oh god, first lap, first corner, Brands Hatch, bam.
Yeah, someone's always off there. But yeah, I always find it a fun challenge.
And trying
Having
to
a track.
pass someone after the first corner, it's just difficult. It's not narrow, but quite narrow in my opinion. Trying to pass someone
Yeah.
is difficult.
Yeah, there aren't many obvious like overtaking points, so you spend a lot of time just trying to pressure someone into a mistake.
Yeah, yeah. It's about forcing someone to make a mistake, so they will go off the track, and you can like make a pass. If you try to like
Yeah.
try to overtake, it will take a little bit of time. That's how, at least for me, I struggled to try to pass another driver at the track.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Then a lot of sort of the British circuits are like that because they're much narrower and twistier, and sort of like Alton Park's terrible for overtaking. Snetterton's not so bad because it's been recently sort of revamped. That's actually my local track, Snetterton.
Oh yeah.
So I do have a little soft spot for it, even if it's not easy to drive. But yeah, so a lot of the British tracks are very narrow and
I was about
twisted.
to say that. I feel like now I realize that most of the British tracks are quite narrow. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, except Silverstone.
yeah, that one's sort of
That
been
one is
designed
huge.
around F1, so yeah.
Yeah, but the rest, like Alton, Catmull Park,
Mm,
Brands, it's like quite narrow and a lot of elevation change. That's how I
yeah,
feel.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
even Donington Park, because I went to Donington last year to watch some racing there, and it's a lot hillier than it looks. Like the first sector, when it goes downhill, it goes a lot further downhill than sort of actually being there. I'm like, that's actually quite a sizable hill.
oh yeah, right. We were racing in Donington. I feel like the first corner, at least in the game, it's going down, but just a bit, not a lot, you know.
Mm,
But
yeah,
in real life, it was like more downhill. It's more like elevation change in real life.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Huh. Oh wait, Lady Kelly. Mustang GT4 has entered the chat. Oh my god, I
Oh,
watched the
yes.
IMSA race. I was like, oh god, the Mustang. I love it.
Yeah.
That's my dream car. I want to have a Mustang. I'm saving up my money for a Mustang. I want it. Oh wait, you grew up in Laguna Seca and Sears Point. Wait, Sears
Ooh.
Point as in nearby the Sonoma? No way, because Sonoma is my home track.
Oh,
I live in
nice.
Northern Cali. Oh my god, Lady
Oh,
Cali. Oh my
nice.
god. I want to go to I haven't been to Laguna Seca because I just moved to California, but I've been to Sonoma like many times. I love that track. So I think the way I love Sonoma is like Charlotte loving Donington. Like it has a sweet spot, because it's your home track. Although that, at least for me, honestly, like Sonoma is a great track, but I can understand if not a lot of people loving it, but it's my home track, so it has a sweet spot in my heart. Like I will keep it. I'm
Yeah.
quite biased to it, I must say.
It's a really beautiful track, Sonata. I think the only time I've really driven it is in Gran Turismo 4, I think it's in. But it's a really beautiful track, and another one that I find a lot of fun to drive, sort of in various different cars. Yeah, no, I like Sonata. I should head
Yeah.
out to ICC at some point. That'd be great.
Yeah, please. I mean, technically, Sonoma is in GT World Challenge America
Ooh,
schedule, right? It's on the calendar, so it's very
yeah.
possible or maybe they should add Sonoma. Day one asking for Sonoma to ACC to Assetto Corsa. Day one
Yeah.
asking.
We managed to get them to add not Nürburgring. We can do it with Sonoma as well.
Yeah, I mean, yes, please. I mean, I'm super happy that finally we have Nordschleife in
Yeah.
ACC because, oh my god, I feel like it's not a racing game if you don't have Nordschleife in it. You know, Gran Turismo
Yeah,
has it.
it's a classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's classic, super classic. Oh wait,
Ooh.
you've seen the Mustang GT4 in real life and it's amazing. Oh, what other cars that you've seen in real life that you think like, oh my god, I love this car. Let me know. My family raced all over California from pro stock to semi drag. Oh wow, Kelly, that's really amazing. What? I want to get into real racing one day. Trying to work on it now, like
Mm.
try to find my way into it. So, oh my god, that's super cool. Super cool. Oh my god. I'm like I want to get into real racing even though it's just I don't know, even it's just karting or track days. I want it.
Yeah, I've been sort of on karting days with people before, and just that moment where you step on the pedal, I always like leave the pits, full throttle, and just feel the G. And
Oh,
it's so much fun. I love going
yeah.
karting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's amazing that something that you learn in video games can transfer to real life. That's how I feel when I first time doing a karting.
Yeah,
Like the G-force and the movement kind of distracting me at first because you don't feel that in the sim. But once you get used to it, you can just switch your brain into a racing mode like okay, this I'm going too fast into this corner. Like everything that you learn in the sim can be used in real life and you don't need to like try really hard to understand things in real life because you've been doing it in the sim.
yeah, definitely. In some
Yeah.
ways, sort of, it's made me want to like buy one of those. I can't remember if it vibrates the bottom of the seat, so you can like, because when you're karting, you can really feel it through your bottom. Like you feel the track and that, and so I almost sort of makes sim racing feel a little further away from real racing coming back to it. Like I want to get proper like direct drive wheel and full haptic feedback chair and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I would love to have like a full motion with haptic feedback,
Oh
butt
god, yeah.
kicker, like a full motion. I would love to have it. So, like I can like simulate what happened in real life more. So,
Hmm.
maybe if I'm like wanna get into real racing, if I really need to practice, train hard to gain experience, sit time, maybe I will think about it. But for now, I feel like the motion sim is super expensive for now. Too
Oh,
pricey
definitely,
for
yeah.
me. Like, oh my god, no. Not now.
Yeah, well out of my price range.
Yeah. But also that's the bad thing about sim racing. The upgrade is never ending.
Yeah, there's always something else to upgrade or something else to fix, and
Something.
it does cost a fair bit if you're really getting into it properly. I'm gonna need to buy some new gloves next because my current ones are looking a little worse for wear. In fact, these are quite dusty now. They're a bit at least the thumb's a bit tattered at this point.
Oh my god. Yeah, I
There
mean,
used to be those ones you could like touch your phone screen with, but that's
oh,
doesn't do that anymore.
yep, right, right, right. Oh my god, I feel like yeah, having a sim setup, a complete sim setup is nice to have, but you need to like do the maintenance. At least for me, I need to like clean up my pedals, like the dust, clean the dust like every
Oh,
1 or 2 weeks. Like, oh, I feel like a mechanic now. Oh, cleaning stuff.
yeah. Yeah, I've been sort of right into like the guts of like the pedals, trying to remove like a little rubber stop because on the Logitech ones they have a little rubber stop on the brakes that makes it just so difficult to brake that you have to remove it to be able to get used to the full brake pedal. And then fixing that, I managed to like stick a screw through one of the wires and completely destroy the wire, so I had to
What?
get a soldering iron to solder it all back together and then wrap it up with electrical tape.
Right, right, right.
So
Oh my god.
it's taught me a few other skills as well, sim racing.
Wait, DTR says Snetterton is very close to perfect on ACC. Interesting. That's interesting. Is it? Huh.
I've
Because I never
been
been to Snetterton before, so I can't tell if it's like close or not.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times, and it's generally pretty flat, except for sort of around the bomb hole sort of area. So, yeah, I'd say it's probably pretty close to perfect.
Huh.
Because I remember going to watch the touring cars back in 2015-16, so it wasn't long after they'd revamped the whole circuit, added the infield section. It had been a lovely summer, all summer. We got to the circuit, and it was pouring down with rain and cold and windy as anything. I had to go buy like a collapsible chair, and I bought one of the Snetterton like big jackets just to stay warm as well. And I think they made quite a few sales on jackets and ponchos and that
You're
day.
right. Yeah, right, right. Oh my god, I love going to a racetrack and grab like lots of like racetrack merch. I love
Oh
it.
yeah,
I'm collecting
yeah,
a lot right there. You can't see
yeah.
it,
Like
guys, but it's a lot. Same like Charlotte. Oh, what's
yeah, I was
that?
gonna say I've got a lot of mini champs models back there and a lot of Lego sets. I think I've actually got a hunk of rubber from like during the race.
Oh yeah. What?
There's like a little hunk
That's
of Dunlop tire rubber.
super cool. I got like a real race car tires, like a wheel, like a
Ooh.
GT3 tires. Like I put it there on my gaming room on that side. It's like a part of like going to racetrack. I feel like it's a part. I should like insert that into my itinerary every time I'm going to a racetrack. Grab something from a racetrack and grab a merch. Shopping
Yeah, I
time.
love sort of going around sort of all the stalls,
Yeah.
walking around sort of behind the pits,
Uh huh. Uh
sort of
huh.
looking at the cars as they
Oh my
rebuild
god.
and everything. It's so much fun.
I love going to a racetrack. So, Charlotte, is there any track that you, or not just a track, a race event that you really want to visit in real life one day? Your dream goal.
There's a lot to be honest. There's a lot I'd love to go visit. I think going to like Le Mans 24 hours would be right up there, to be honest, because that sounds like such a good time. Sort of entire day, sort of they're camping out within the circuit,
Yeah.
looking at these like superb hypercars just driving around. It just sounds like a lot of fun. I've heard a few people, like some other people, when they've gone, and
Mm-hmm.
they've had a blast, and it just sounds like such a good community there. So that's definitely up there on what I would want to go see.
Le
Um,
Mans.
yeah, I think going to an F1 race at some point is always going to be very pricey, but it would also be very cool, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. I F1 can be pricey, yes, but
Definitely, yeah, yeah.
I think I heard from one of the INIT Talk guests, the F1 girl, Jessica. She said like the price is different from every Grand Prix, right?
Yeah,
So there are like one or two like the most affordable price on the calendar, like the Hungary. I think Hungary is like one of the cheapest. I think.
yeah. I think I've heard Hungary's pretty good. I think Barcelona used to be. I'm not sure if it still is. And I imagine Spa and Zandvoort might be okay, especially
Okay.
sort of
Yeah.
travel from the UK as well.
Mm-hmm. Right. Silverstone is surprisingly expensive. I think, if I'm
Yeah,
not
it is. Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, it's one of the pricier ones. Not as bad as I saw a photo of during I think it was Las Vegas. They had like a concession stand there, and the prices for like hot dogs and that were in the hundreds, and I'm like, that's wow. That has to be like Photoshop. That can't be real. But it turns out it was
Photoshop.
real. It was in the VIP area, so it's ridiculously expensive. Some of them.
Yeah, I heard from like a lot of people like Vegas is wow. It feels like
Yeah.
when you're going to F1 Vegas, it's more like you're going to like a five-star luxury trip to Las
Yeah.
Vegas, you know. But I was there in Vegas for so we are having like an event, INIT Esports having an event during the F1 Las Vegas. So yeah, my boss sent me to Vegas, and yeah, I was working, so I got a chance to see how it looks like during the first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix. And yeah, it was like a bit not like chaotic, but like it's the first time you're having an
Yeah.
event in a street course, so a lot of things are going to happen, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
But overall, the race or the event was okay. Like, okay, that was not bad. At first, I was like skeptical about it, like, oh god,
Hmm.
Vegas, oh god. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of challenge, but to me, overall, it turns out pretty great. The race.
Yeah. No, I'm very jealous hearing about that. Yet to go.
I'm super lucky, like I got a chance, and
Mm.
especially because you are working during the event, so it feels like you're a part of it. You're not just
Mm.
coming as a guest, but you have the feeling that, oh, I'm a part of this F1 Las Vegas, because I was like responsible on, like, like we were having a 14 sim setup, I think, back then, 14, 15 sim setup. So like I was like responsible on keeping everyone happy, keeping everyone enjoy racing in the sim for the first time. So I was like, oh god, I'm happy, I'm feeling proud because I'm a part of it. Like, oh god, oh my god, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You're a big sort of part of the whole entertainment package. So
Yeah, you're a
yeah. Yeah.
part of the F1 Las Vegas. You're just saying like you're a
Yeah.
part of the Vegas Grand Prix, and you
Yeah.
made everyone happy. You give people like an experience of racing in the sim, because for most people it was their first time sitting in the
Mm.
sim, first time ever. They never got into racing games even. So like seeing their like actually enjoy, they're like, oh, this is like the F1. I don't know, it just gives me like tons of joy, like, oh, people actually enjoy it. Oh, do you want to play games? Oh, do you want to racing? Do you want to race with me? Like I feel like I want to challenge everyone. I had to look
Yeah.
at the grandstand ticket for Silverstone was £800. That's just for grandstand? Wow. What makes
Yeah.
Silverstone expensive? I wonder.
I think I think that it's just that they've got the demand because F1's pretty big in the UK. We've got Hamilton winning races. We've got Norris now winning races. So
Yeah.
it's sort of on the up at the moment. So I think they can afford to charge that because people are going to pay that much.
Right, right. So F1 is like really huge in the UK.
Mm,
You're saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what are the other like popular series in motorsport in the UK other than F1?
Um, I think I don't know because there's a big drop off after F1, but I used to be able to say confidently it was the British Touring Car Championship, but I don't know about that anymore.
Right.
There's a few other series that sort of come close. So I know the WEC's been doing better and better these days. Um, I still manage to watch IndyCar on British television on the F1 channel. So I managed to catch up with the IndyCar and that as well. Yeah, British GT as well.
Oh
It's
yeah, the
pretty
British
popular.
GT.
Yeah, and then you've always got your British Superbikes and your MotoGP as well.
Right. But the most popular is F1, absolutely. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
right. Because here in America is absolutely NASCAR, of course. NASCAR and
Yeah.
IndyCar. And now IMSA also like highly popular, like crazy IMSA. So
Yeah.
yeah. UK is because I I'm quite out of touch with the UK. I don't know. So this is new for me, like knowing like UK is really like F1, like F1 fan base. Like
Yeah, yeah.
they're trying to bring F1 to United States also like by
Yes. Yeah.
adding like more and more calendar. What do you think about it, by the way, Charlotte? Honest
Um,
opinion about it.
the US is about the same size as the UK. Not UK, the EU, sort of Europe as a whole. So I think given that we have races in like Spain, UK, Belgium, Netherlands, like
Hungry.
Italy, two in Italy, Hungary, Austria, I think it's fine to have 3, 4, maybe even 5 races in the US. I mean, okay, you've got Canada and Mexico City as well, but yeah, I'm not against having 3, 4 races in America because the US is large, like in a
Right.
scale that you don't get in Europe, and yeah, someone who lives, say, in New York probably isn't going to be interested in going all the way to Vegas to a race there or down to Circuit of the Americas. So they're more likely to go to somewhere like Watkins Glen or maybe even Montreal if they've got a passport. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind sort of F1 expanding to the US just so long as it were, it doesn't get too Americanized sort of thing.
Right, right. I hold on.
'Cause-
Okay.
yeah.
Right. Oh, cause you were like disconnected for a split second, but now you're back. I was like, oh,
Oh, sorry about that.
no, no worries, no worries. We need WEC to back in the UK. Wait,
Ooh.
were you guys racing in UK back in the day?
They had like Silverstone 6-hour race. I think they used to have.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, because you have like your endurance racing. Because you traditionally have Le Mans, you have Spa. They've tried a few other ones around. You've got Suzuka. Um, I can't even remember what the other ones were. They
Huh.
definitely had at least one in America, but I can't remember which one it was.
Daytona? No. No.
Oh, Sebring.
Sebring. Yes, Sebring.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
do
had
Sebring.
Sebring. Yep, yep, yep. And so if they bring WEC back to the UK, which track should be the track other than Silverstone? You think?
I think the only other one that would be set up to host WEC would probably be Donington. As much as I'd love to do it at Brands Hatch, that wouldn't work. Hypercars
Yeah,
around Brands Hatch wouldn't quite work. The
I
same
think
way
you
that
have
I'd
a
love
point.
for F1 to go back to Brands Hatch, but it's not. Brands isn't up to that anymore.
Yeah,
You'd need a lot of work to it to be able to do something like that these days.
I'm not sure if the F1 car, the F1 2024 car, can drive in Brands Hatch. I mean, that car is. I mean, the new
It's
F1
huge.
car is huge, right?
Yeah,
They
they've been
all
getting bigger and bigger.
they're growing up. Yeah, I think they're going to change a bit of the car. I think next year.
2026 is like the next big rules package, and they're making the car smaller. It's not like as small as they used to be, sort of back in the 90s and 2000s, sort of more like early 2010s sort of size. But so it's a step in the right direction. Hopefully, hopefully that all goes well.
Right. And well, I'm not an F1 expert right here. I just follow F1. So, what's the problem, or what do you think about the F1 car nowadays? Is it too big? Not
I
suit
think yeah,
the price?
yeah, no, I think just in general it's just too large to be able to like make overtaking. I think that's the problem with it at the moment because there's always been a problem with overtaking in F1. We've tried many different things to change it. We've added DRS, which has helped, but people don't like it. We've changed a lot of the aerodynamics, have more ground effect, which has helped a lot. I think that they brought that in just before 2021 when it was Hamilton and Verstappen
Oh,
having their big rivalry.
yeah.
But yeah, I think making the car smaller is going to be able to help it be more maneuverable. And so you're going to be able to go. You're going to have a chance at going too wide at somewhere like Monaco. At the moment, yeah, exactly, too big for Monaco.
I
I
see.
know, remember back in the 80s, I think Nelson Piquet said driving an F1 car around Monaco is like trying to ride a bicycle around your living room. These days, it's like trying to like ride a Harley Davidson around the living room. It's just so much bigger than a bicycle.
Yeah, it's oh my god. Do you think that they should make the F1 car smaller, or they should take out few tracks from the calendar?
And
Which one do you think is better?
I think making them smaller would be better. I think it would be better received by the fans as well. I don't. I feel like removing Monaco is a big step for F1, and I don't think they want to do it. I don't think the fans want. It's about a 50-50 split as to whether the fans want F1 to race at Monaco. I think they want an event at Monaco, but the racing isn't necessarily up to scratch at the moment. I think making the cars smaller gives them a better chance at making a fun race.
Right, basically making the car smaller. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it's going to be a really big step if they take out Monaco from the calendar.
Mm.
Although that I'm not an F1 girl, I'm not following a lot of F1, but I know Monaco. Monaco is F1. Even for
Yeah.
someone who doesn't get into F1, into motorsport, it's just that how I connect that, the F1 Monaco. So it's gonna be quite a challenge to take it out from the calendar, and I don't think they will take it out. I think.
Yeah, I don't. It's not going to last forever, but I think I don't know. I don't think the current leadership want to take it out because, as you said, even if you don't know a lot about F1, you think Monaco, you think F1. It's like it's not very often you think of a country and immediately think of F1. But
Yes.
that's basically one of the two things Monaco has. It's F1 and rich people. And yeah, I think losing that much like notoriety for a sport, like losing what is basically your biggest track. I don't know. It feels as big a mistake as like changing the name of Twitter.
I would love to see F1 racing in Hockenheim, because I don't know, Loki, I like Hockenheim. I don't know. I like
Yeah,
it.
I
I
loved
love Hockenheim.
Hockenheim.
It's like,
I I loved it before they got rid of like the forest section. I understand why they did it, but I'm sad about it. The modern Hockenheim I do like as a track. I prefer it to like the Nürburgring GP
oh,
track, but
GP.
yeah, I mean, the Nordschleif's always going to be special, but again, it's another one that's not up for hosting an F1 race.
Imagine they're racing
But
in Nordschleife.
yeah, yeah, I'm amazed they managed to host racing there at all, to be honest. It feels like it's such a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would love, I would love to see the F1 racing at the NERP GP. Actually, that sounds like good time. Sounds like a
yeah,
good
yeah, they
time.
used to. I remember
Maybe.
watching, I think it was 2007. where there was a sudden downpour. Everyone went off at turn one. It looked like a car park there.
Oh
And then
God.
it was Marcus Winkelhock, the Spiker, led the race, and everyone's like, how was he's leading by half a minute? How has that
Half
happened?
a minute.
Unfortunately,
What?
they then red flagged it. He started on pole and immediately got overtaken, like for
Oh
the
God.
restart. Yeah, that was just one of those like classic F1 cult
Moment.
moments.
The classic F1 moment. Yeah, it would
Yeah,
not suit the new cars. Yeah, the new
yeah,
cars.
yeah.
Yeah, the new cars. So, are we going to have like additional team in F1? I mean, out of topic question, we are going
I
to have
think.
Audi or no?
Oh yes, Audi have already got a majority stake in Sauber, who at the moment are like Kick Sauber. I'm not a fan of
Oh,
Kick, but I
uh-huh.
quite like the livery they've got with the lime green.
Oh, I love it. The
So that,
delivery is so nice. Love it.
yeah, yeah. So that's going to become Audi in 2000, 2026. So
Oh,
when the new rules come in, and they
it
were
will become
talking
so.
about
Hmm.
a new team with Andretti. F1 didn't want a new team. Like the entire fan base are like, just let them in. We want more cars. But then they denied Andretti's
Yeah.
entry, even though they'd paired up with like General Motors, like the biggest car company not in F1 already. What with Ford pairing up with Red Bull. Yeah,
Cadillac?
Cadillac will be in F1.
You think so?
Yeah, it would have been a Cadillac
Oh yeah.
badged engine as well,
Oh wow.
which I think would have been amazing from 2026. They're looking at adding entries for 2027 now, and
Is it going to
I don't
be
know.
a new era in 2026? Like, seems like a lot of things gonna happen in F1 in 2026.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a big change. Sort of the biggest change we've seen
Huh.
for a little while. I can't remember the last. Probably like 2009 was probably the last huge change.
Oh yeah.
So
So
that's
it's
when
almost
they.
like almost 20 years. Now it's
Yeah, pretty
already
much.
19. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Huh. Maybe I will start watching F1 full time maybe in 2026. Or
Yeah, it'll
maybe
be a good start.
yeah. I mean a
You'll
lot of
start the new
new
order.
things. And also
Yeah.
like now we have like I feel like for in the last few races in F1, like a lot of things like kind of like shake down, you know? That's how I feel.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
this year has at the start of the year, like the first 4 or 5 races, it looked like Verstappen was going to run away with it. It
Mm-hmm.
was Red Bull 1-2 after Red Bull 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly it's all gone wrong, and now McLaren look like they're the fastest. And
Yeah.
suddenly there's a bit of a title battle with Lando Norris. And
Mm-hmm.
it's turned into a very good year, actually, this year.
I must say that although that I'm not following F1 that much, but every time I'm seeing like the highlights and everything, I'm like, oh wow, it's starting to get interesting now. Cause
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a good
to
fancy.
start, you see like Verstappen is like leading. Okay,
Mm.
people are like, okay, this year is going to be like the same, probably like last year when you see like one driver like dominating the whole grid, but now it's starting to get more and more like, oh, we will see. We are starting to believe that we are going to have a different winner in every race, you know?
Yeah. We've had a ton of different winners. I think like from like the top 4 teams, I think we've had 7 different drivers winning races now.
Mm-hmm.
Because Leclerc won in Italy and Monaco, which I think is going to be the 2 races he'd want to win, being a
Wow.
Monaco-based driver racing for Ferrari. We've had Sainz win, Russell. Has Russell won?
Russell,
I
yeah.
know yeah, he had one taken away from him, but I think he's won another race since then. Hamilton's definitely won because he inherited that win.
Hamilton
Um,
is back in the game. That's how I feel, you know? Feels good.
yeah, he's like a contender for race wins now. He's fighting with Russell. They're very close on pace, but yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, you've had Norris, Piastri, Verstappen. The only one out of top 8 that hasn't won a race is Perez, but he's had a number of second place.
Yeah.
Verstappen and Norris collided. That was that was fun,
Mm-hmm.
especially since like I sort of called that a couple laps before. We're going, oh, it'd be a lot of fun if they took each other out and Russell won, and then they did.
Yeah. I mean, it's really nice to see like, oh god, and I feel like McLaren got a strong drivers like
Mm.
Oscar and Lando. They both good and almost equal. That's how I see it. But
Yeah, they've had problems with them being too close on pace and like,
but yeah, that
are we gonna? Yeah,
could be a problem from. Do you guys actually want to have two strong drivers in a team, or do you guys want to like having the first and the second to balance things out? You think?
I think in F1 it varies depending on the team, depending on who's in charge of the team. Um, some people prefer just getting the two quickest drivers they can and letting them have at it, which is basically what McLaren have done. And then I think Red Bull especially have their little baby Max Verstappen, who they're taking care of and doing everything they can to make him world champion. And then they've also got a second driver who just they I don't know. I feel like Red Bull have chewed up and spat out a lot of second drivers over the last sort of 5-10 years, especially sort of Gasly, Danny Rick, Alex Albon. I feel really bad for because he's one of my favorite drivers.
Huh.
Um, but yeah, they've chewed up and spat out a lot of second drivers there just because they don't want two quick drivers.
Yeah, which I, in some aspect, I can understand their decision of not having like two quick drivers in one team, which I can understand that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah.
motorsport expert, so I cannot like really commentate about that. But for me, I prefer seeing like a really strong driver in one team and their teammate. I'm not saying their teammate is bad, but not really strong. Cause I don't like seeing like a super dominant team in a race. Like I'm more like I love seeing like more like battle, more something like spread out. You know, to
Yeah,
make the
yeah.
race more interesting for me. So for me, I don't. If I have a team, I mean, of course, I would love to have like a fast driver, but I don't want like a lot of domination. Like, I love to see like something like fighting on the track. Let's
Oh
go.
yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
have
it's
to feel
great.
comfortable every week.
Yeah, it's great seeing four different teams rolling up, going, "We can win this race this week." It's a lot of fun. Much better that way round.
Yeah. What do you think about Logan's situation, Charlotte?
Um. Oh, I think it's. I wanted to see Logan do well, but I don't blame Williams for getting rid of him. He's had a lot of very expensive accidents. Like at the start of the year, they had to pull him out of a race because they just didn't have enough spare cars to be able to fill two drivers.
Right.
And I feel like he's gotten unlucky a couple of times, but other times it has just been his fault. And yeah, given his first race, I think Colapinto might end up being a decent driver. Um, I don't know if he's going to be an F1 past this because Williams have already announced that they've got Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon next year. So
Yeah.
I don't know what Colapinto is going to do after this year, but I think he's just grabbed at a chance to be in F1 for a few races at the very least, and they've got themselves a bit of money out of it. I think, yeah, I think I don't. If I had to choose an F2 driver to put in an F1 car right now, I wouldn't have chosen Colapinto, but I mean, he was in the Williams like driver academy sort of thing, so it's someone Williams are familiar with, so it's not massively surprising. Logan's going IndyCar.
Oh yeah, is he going to Indy?
I think that would be a decent move for him. I think he'll
Yeah.
do well there. I think the last American F1 was Alexander Rossi, and he won the Indy 500 as a rookie. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe, maybe maybe Logan will do well in IndyCar. Cause for me, if I can share my 2 cents about Logan's situation, yeah, okay, I cannot say if he was like too rushed into F1 or not, but being in a team like Williams, maybe they don't want or maybe they cannot afford like a lot of budget for you to learn things. And Logan he still needs like a lot of time, a lot of sit in F1 to get used to it in order to be good. And maybe the team cannot afford that, like we cannot like have like one driver that wants to learn. We need driver who can score a point. Maybe that's the goal from the Williams. So I cannot
Yeah.
like blame. I mean, I feel bad. I would love to see Logan. I love Logan meme every week. I love it. And I love it when he's doing great. He scored a point in 30 years, right? I think the first American in Kota last year. Correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. Yeah,
But
for a long time, yeah.
yeah, but maybe the team doesn't have like a lot of budget to afford that mistake every week, so that's why they want to have like just a like, okay, we need like a driver who's not gonna crash the car, you know what I mean, like who can like drive
Yeah.
decent, improve.
Someone who's a bit slower but a lot more consistent, so they're gonna finish 12th every week rather than 11th DNF, 11th DNF,
Yeah,
but it's
right.
gonna cost the team less that way. And yeah, when they first announced Logan was in F1, I thought it was a surprise because he hadn't done a huge amount in F2 to sort of justify that move. And so I think a lot of it was financial. And unfortunately, he hasn't got like the backing of like Mercedes backing Kimi Antonelli, and he's driving a Mercedes next year, despite this being his first year in F2. I feel like they're rushing him into that. That's a different thing. But yeah, they gave George Russell 2-3 years in a Williams because he was backed by Mercedes. But
But
because
George
Logan
as a
Sargent,
driver, I feel like George is okay, I think.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think George Russell was
George
a very
can.
talented driver. I mean, he won the F2 series, which is why he got in there. But yeah,
What about Oli going to Haas, I think, next year? Oli
oh
Berman?
yeah, I think he's had 2 years in F2, which I think 2-3 years is probably about right for them to show sort of their talent. He's done well in F2. He's won races. He's not always. I think Prema as a team have struggled this year more than Ollie as a driver, and he still managed to win despite that. He did very well in the Ferrari, like earlier in the season, and that was like with no preparation at all, and he still managed to finish in the points.
His
He's
debut
still ahead of
is
Kevin
crazy.
Magnussen in the points.
I love
Um,
seeing Oli debut in F1.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
happy for him. Like, oh my god, first time, and oh my god, you did great. Like, GG,
yeah.
Super proud
Yeah,
of him.
I think he's probably going to be driving for them in the next race in Singapore because
Oh.
Kevin Magnussen has got a race ban because he's got so many penalty points.
He got banned. Oh my god.
Yeah, which well, if I had to choose a driver on the grid who I thought it would be, I probably would have been Kevin, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Ollie is probably pretty well. I think he's a decent choice for Haas. Of the current sort of F2 crop, I think he's a good choice
He's a good choice, right?
because I do watch sort of a lot of the F2, the F3, and especially the F1 Academy series. I've been
Oh,
watching like as much of that as I can.
yeah. Oh, are you
Yeah,
watching
with Elz
the
there.
Zolder? And not the Zolder, Zandvoort. I mean, apologize. Are you
Yeah, I
watching the
was
Zandvoort?
watching Zandvoort when it just rained so much,
Oh
and
yeah.
they cancelled the race
They had to
and put it
cancel
on
the
like early
race.
next morning. Yeah, no, that
That's
was quite
crazy.
upsetting.
The rain,
Yeah,
wind, dark clouds.
yeah,
It was like, yeah, like crazy. But they
just
had a good race. I feel like in
yeah.
Zandvoort, I saw Nina. So Nina was the wild card
Oh yeah,
kind of
yeah.
team, and she did fantastic. Like, oh god, she
Mm.
deserved a seat, I think, in F1 Academy next year.
Yeah, next year, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I've always been a big fan of Abby Pulling, and I think she finally might win it this year, and
yeah.
then hopefully, well, I think she might be ready for a seat in F3 if she like wins F1 Academy.
You think so? Do you think she's
Yeah,
ready?
I think so. She's driving in British F4 as well at the same time, and she's doing well there as well. She's won races in British F4, so
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I'm
maybe
about
that
to
or
say. Abby in F1 Academy, she's leading. I feel like
mm,
yeah, she's crazy. Abby pulling is like pulling away from everyone. That's how I feel.
mm,
And
yeah,
in British F4, she did fantastic. So to me, Abby is a really great driver. One of the
mm,
best open wheel driver, I must say. Abby.
yeah. I'd love to see her in F3. I'd love to see her do well. I know Sophia, Sophia Floresh
Yeah,
is in
Sophia.
there this year.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing okay. She's not managed to get any points, but she's been consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know she's come back from that really scary crash at Macau.
Oh God,
But
crazy.
yeah,
Mako.
no,
Oh God.
I'd just love to see like 3 or 4 women in F3, sort of enough that you're not watching the race focusing on like the one female driver going, go on, you've got 3 or 4 to look at. So it's
Yeah.
not a case of pulling for the one women in there. It's yeah,
Yeah.
being able to have a favorite driver, a favorite female driver, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you want to pick and choose because there are so many women getting there, and with more women in there, they're going to have a
Mm-hmm.
better chance of making the next step.
They're these women are like a role model. That's how I see it.
Mm, yeah, definitely.
Like
Um,
Abby, Dorian, who else? Oh wait, I forgot. I just remember her name.
Nina Vane is another one's doing well. Bianca Bustamante seems to have a massive following.
Yeah, Bianca is crazy.
Yeah,
Bianca is crazy.
yeah. I want to see them all
A
do
lot.
like
There's a
amazing.
lot.
I want to see them all do well.
Yeah, Abby, I'm starting to like Abby now because oh god, she's like winning. And I saw the race; she was flying. She's like
Mm,
amazing as a driver. That's how I see. And then I see Dorian. I see Dorian as someone with lots of experience. Just crazy. That's how I see. I've been
mm,
following her from I don't know. I think when she was like racing with Iron Dames in an endurance race, and it's just
yeah,
amazing to see Iron Dames like all female team winning on endurance. It's just crazy for me. So at first I was like, "Go Dorian, let's go!" But now
yeah,
I'm like, "Go everyone!" I love you
yeah.
guys so much.
I want Abby to win, but I'm not disappointed if she doesn't because there's another talented girl winning the race, and I'm happy for them as well. I
Yeah.
know Dragon seems like very talented. She's still very young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she won a class at least once in endurance racing, and just yeah, has impressed massively. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ferrari Challenge champion. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And Leah Block, I like her. I'm a big
Mm,
fan of Leah. Leah is so cool to me because yeah, she's like from Raleigh, I think, and then she moved to like she. This is her first time probably driving an open wheel, racing an
yeah,
open wheel.
yeah.
So it's just yeah, she's improving, and she got a decent result throughout the race this season. I feel
Mm.
like
Yeah,
it's
she's
okay,
getting
you
better
know.
and better. Yeah, yeah. And with
Yeah.
it being her first season, she's going to get better, and maybe next season she'll start challenging the top end. And
Mm-hmm. I can
yeah,
tell
seeing
Leah.
what's this?
Leah can
So,
improve, still can improve a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Which driver from F1 Academy that you think should graduate from F1 Academy next season?
Um, oh, I've already said Abby should probably be at least in F3.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's tough because I don't want to. I want to see Dorian Pan do well, but I also don't want to rush her too much
Mm-hmm.
because she's still quite young. So she could do well in F3, but also, is it worth another year in F1 Academy just to sharpen her skills before she gets into F3?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like there's a good couple at least who could get into F3 and perform like at the level the team would expect.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, I feel like Dorian, I'm rooting for her, but yeah, I would love to see Dorian to race another season, and I would love
Mm,
to see her domination, like,
mm.
you know, because it's a big step for me for her, like going from driving the GT cars going into the open wheel, and she did fantastic in the first round. Other than she crossed the finish line twice, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
saw
was
that
like, oh
one.
my god, Dorian,
Oh no.
don't. I was like, oh god, I love you. Oh my god, I love you. I'm a big fan of you. But why the penalty? So I
Yeah.
would love to see her doing great, dominating the track, the championship next season.
Mm.
But yeah, I somewhat agree that Abby Pulling should graduate. I would love to see Abby in F3. Like,
Yeah.
go Abby, fight Abby.
Yeah, she's already in the Alpine like young driver academy, so she'd
There's a
probably
way
end
for
up
her.
with like ART. Yeah, I think there's definitely sort of a visible line for her to get into F1 maybe one day, which I think
Abby
would
got
be
what it takes
amazing.
to
Yeah.
be in F1. If she keeps on like doing great like she do right now,
Mm.
I can tell she got the potential to be in F1
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
I'm quite not like sad or disappointed, but I was expecting not expecting, but I thought that Jamie Chadwick will follow the step F3 to
Yeah.
1. It's quite surprising for me that she's going to NXT, the Indie next, but she's doing great. She won a race. I'm like, GG.
Yeah.
She did
Yeah.
fantastic on the second season, I must say.
Yeah, that came out of the blue completely that she was going over to America. Yeah. She did drive for, I think it was Caitlyn Jenner's team
Yeah.
in the last year of W Series, so I guess that's sort of a link with America. Might have pulled her over that way.
Yeah.
But she's
Yeah.
with Andretti, who are a big team, so hopefully, if she impresses enough in the Indy NXT, which I have been watching a few races of, trying to keep track of her, then she can make it up
The
into
IndyCar.
the main event. Yeah,
The main
yeah. The
event.
IndyCar's had a history of having plenty of female drivers there before. Catherine Legg's still driving there right now, so
Right
yeah,
now. I'm big fan of
yeah,
Catherine.
definitely, yeah. Yeah, every year I'm watching the Indy qualifying, hoping she gets in, hoping she manages to.
She was fantastic this year. I saw it.
Yeah, no, she did so well.
She didn't
Yeah,
lift. Oh my god. I mean, like,
oh, it was so
girl,
good.
girl, let's go. Oh my god, I'm so happy every time I'm like, oh god, I see girls. I love seeing girls on the grid that doing fantastic. I love
Oh yeah,
seeing it.
yeah.
Like, girl. Oh my god. Like, I would love to see more girls in racing.
Mm,
And Samantha Tan also in GT World Challenge America. She's
mm.
like doing a win streak, podium streak. I'm like, wow, girls are so amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I'm watching like random race series that I don't know anything of, and the commentators and I say she, I'm like, oh, there we
Oh,
go. There's my favorite.
oh, that's a girl kicking ass.
That's the one I'm following. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that. Oh my god, having these girls that racing in real life feels like a role model for me. Like I wanna be
Mm,
like her one day. You know, like
yeah.
that feeling. Like I don't know. It's just amazing for me to see the girls that is like, I don't know. They just don't care. I just wanna race. They got this attitude,
Yeah.
you know. Like I don't care if you're a boy or if you're an elephant. I just wanna race. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm super happy for the girls. And Jamie's
Yeah.
going to have an IndyCar test soon. Wow,
Ooh,
wow.
that sounds good.
That's GG. If she got it, I would love to see her in Indy 500. I want
Mm.
to see her survive. I want to see her like really, cause yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to love Indy 500. I want to go to Indy 500. I watch it this
Yeah,
year on
I always
TV.
try and watch it. I always try and watch the 500 at least. It's
We
such a
almost,
wild race.
it's crazy. It's wild. We almost got the experience of watching Larson racing back to back. Coke 600
Yeah,
and Indy
yeah.
500. And we almost were like very close, but no.
Mm,
I think Samantha
yeah, then
Tan
the
win her
weather.
class. Wow. In Spot
That's good.
24. Jesus, she's kicking ass.
That's good.
I mean, I'm sorry,
I've
but
seen. Yeah, no, I've seen Charlie Martin does a lot of the Super Trofeo
oh,
driving at the
Charlie,
moment. She's been
yeah,
in that
Charlie.
back in more female races. She used to be in that as well. So I'm sitting there at the sim rig going, "Oh my god, I'm racing with Charlie Martin." Someone I've like at that point I'd seen her in driving Janettas and that sort of thing, and be like, "Oh,
Mhm.
it's an actual race car driver that I know and support." That,
Yeah.
that's always such a very cool moment.
Oh my God, Charlie is fantastic. Charlie,
Yeah.
top of the line. Oh my God, so many like wonderful drivers in the world. Hi Jean, by the way, sorry I didn't say hello to you earlier, but hi Jean. You never seen it, but it's close enough that I would go. Indy 500,
Mm,
right? I feel like everybody needs to go to Indy 500 at some point. Indy
yeah.
500 and Daytona.
I
So,
think those two are both very high on the list.
mm-hmm,
Le Mans is there because it's closer physically, so it'd be easier to get to. But
mm-hmm.
going to Indianapolis, going to Daytona, that both of those would be amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Although that I live in the States, I never been to Daytona. So, yeah, that's definitely on my list. Like, one day I would go to either Daytona 500 or Daytona 24. Yeah,
Mm,
I want it.
yeah, yeah, that'd be very cool.
She got podium at Le Mans in the Lamborghini series. Samantha?
Um, I
Samantha is
think that's
crazy.
Charlie
Oh, wait, Charlie.
Martin. Yeah.
Charlie. Not Samantha. Charlie is winning a lot of race, I think. I follow her on social. Like,
Yes, do
it's
I?
so
Yeah.
easy to find Charlie picture on podium or winning a race because she
Mm,
always win.
yeah.
Like, yeah, she did fantastic, and oh my God, and she's so cool. Big fan. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, anyway, oh my God, we're almost got into 2 hours into conversation. Charlotte, it's been very nice to have a chat with you. But yeah, we're about to
Um,
wrap this up soon. But it's been very nice to have a chat with you. So I would love to have you in the upcoming Screen to Speed, hopefully.
yes.
Hopefully. Yes, I
Yeah,
would
I'll
love
do
to
my best to
see
make
you.
as many races as I can.
Gigi, yes. Oh my God, big hug for Charlotte. It's very nice to have you here. So before
Thank you.
we end the talks today, do you have any message for all the girls out there who wants to get into sim racing?
Um, I'd say just give it a go. Just if you find somewhere welcoming, speak to other women who are already driving, and yeah, just take any advice you can get. Jump into a race, and just it's going to be slow going from there. You're going to start at the back, but you're going to eventually work your way up to the front. And I think seeing any women win sort of any race is a great achievement at the moment, because we've got a long way to go to get proper equality in racing. And yeah, no, women supporting women is important, and I'll have to say it.
Oh, so sweet. Big hug for you, Charlotte. Big hug.
Yeah.
And last, if people wants to follow you on social media, where can people find you then?
I stream 4 times a week. On Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at twitch.tv/tetronomicon. Um, I'm also on Twitter or X, or whatever you call it these days.
Mm-hmm.
The same Tetronomicon there. I also have a Facebook page, but I'm not particularly active on that. I actually had my Facebook hacked last week and had to fight to get it back.
Oh no.
But yeah, I've got that back now. I might actually start posting on Instagram now that I've got that sorted as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just most social media, I'm just going to be under Tetronomicon.
Yes, and don't forget to drop your link in the INIT Esports
Oh yes,
server. And yeah, please guys, we all should give a follow to each other so whenever we are live, we'll be there. You know what I mean? You know what I
yes,
mean?
definitely.
Yes. We would love to. Yeah, see you racing with us, of course. First of all, Charlotte, I would love to see you improving your skill, getting better and better in sim racing from our series from Screen to Speed. I would love
Yes,
to.
definitely.
And you know what? Maybe I will see you on the track soon in iRacing. How about that?
Yeah, next couple of was it end of the month? So on from there is where it all starts.
Yeah, or we can get into maybe. I mean, I think we should have like an announcement like real soon about the upcoming event and Screen to Speed. So maybe I will join
Yeah.
the championship this time, like getting into the event as a driver, just
Ooh.
to improve my skill and hanging out with my friends on the track. So I really hope to see you on the
Yeah.
track and also in real life hopefully. So
Yeah.
guys, oh my god. Hi, by the way, DTR, Tasha, Magnolia, Jean, and everyone, thank you so much guys. I wanna see both of you on ACC PS5. Game on, Tasha. Game
Oh,
on,
I
I
don't
have
have a PS5.
PS5. I have
I can only
PS5.
do
You wanna
PC.
play? Do you wanna play? Oh, by the way, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. By the way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Tasha, everyone, Michael, love you guys. We will see you. I will see you next time, next week on INIT Talks with a new guest. And Charlotte, bye, Charlotte. I love you so much, guys. And Charlotte,
So
oh my
much
god,
fun.
that
Thank
was
you for having
fun.
me.
Of course, I'm so happy to have you. So, yes, thank you so much, guys. I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye. See you on the next episode. Bye.